Hey guys, welcome back to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. We have a really fun Q&A to do with you guys, so let's get right on into it. Okay, if you notice, we switched spots. It's a better angle for me.
I like this side better.
I want to thank Home Chef for sponsoring today's video. We love their service. We talk about it all the time. This is only the second time we've done a video like this, but Chase is going to be cooking while I'm reading off questions, and we're going to answer some of these. I asked over on Instagram for you guys to give us questions, so if you ever want to be a part of this and get your question answered, definitely head on over to Instagram and follow me there. I'm going to mention what he's doing real fast, and then we'll get into the question part of this.
Yeah,
they have all sorts of meals. What I'm loving are these oven ready fresh meals. Super easy, especially if you don't like to cook like me. Now they have some that you can chop and prepare yourself. All of them have different things at the bottom, and they'll say easy, intermediate. It'll also tell how long they take. So if you just want a bunch of easy meals, that's kind of what I go for.
Yeah.
Chase will do a little bit harder ones, but you get this with every meal. So you can see what you're making, and they have tons of different options every week. And then on the back, it shows you exactly how to make them. It's like step by step. If we can do it,
you guys can do it.
Anybody can do it.
You got it.
Anybody. So we get this about once a month just because we think it's fun to try something new. It's a good way to like get new recipes. If you do enjoy cooking, go for those harder ones because you'll probably find new tricks that you can incorporate just when you're at home cooking the rest of the time. Love them. You can definitely click on my link down below if you've never tried them out to get $80 off your first 4 orders. So that's $20 off your first 4 meals. So definitely check them out. Now we're gonna get into some of these juicy questions.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, Mama from Scratch wants to know our next vacation spot. Probably Destin.
Yeah, probably so. We like Destin.
We tend to go back to the same places. We're creatures of habit. I do want to eventually take Savannah to like Denver, Colorado or something like that and go to the mountains. I grew up going to the mountains. He grew up going to the beach. Yeah. So we took Savannah to the beach first, and now that's the only place she wants to go. If you guys could ever visit anywhere in the world, where would it be? Probably Hawaii. That's probably the one place I'd like to go.
Hawaii would be really nice.
I'd like to go to Las Vegas at one point.
I've been seeing some overseas trips that some people have taken, and it is beautiful over there. Like Greece area.
Yeah,
Brianna K. I think Brianna K just went there.
That was pretty.
And it's very pretty there.
I've never had an urge to go, and then she started posting pictures.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Have you had hard seasons in your marriage? If so, what helped? Well, of course. Our marriage is not any different than anybody else's. We are humans, and
definitely.
What helped was just patience and hard work and understanding and communication. You just kind of have to work through it, figure out what's going on, and talk about it.
Yeah.
Sweeping it underneath the rug isn't going to help, even though I like to do that.
Sometimes that's the easier thing to do, but.
How do you handle social media? Is there such a thing as too much time on it? Absolutely.
Definitely.
And finding that balance is hard because it's easy to find when it's not your job. So like if I was on it too much before I worked on YouTube, I knew that line and I knew to pull back. But as my job, it's hard because I have to be on my phone. I have to be on social media.
And it's 7 days a week. It's not like you get weekends. Like I work 8 to 5 and I get weekends off. It's constant.
Yeah, there's no like off switch. And what makes it even harder is I love my job. So I love getting on and answering comments. I love filming, I love editing, but at some point like I have to be a moment wife. So finding that balance is super hard for me.
Exactly.
What's one of the hardest things about doing YouTube? The time is hard.
Time, lots of time involved.
Yeah, Chase and Savannah have had to be really understanding because I don't have free time anymore. If I have free time, it's like looking down at my phone, even like before bed, and I will shut it off before we go to sleep. But you know, I come to bed and get caught up. Yeah. What else? The comments can be really hard, and we've had a solution with that, which we haven't really said on here much. Chase used to approve my comments, but he's really busy with work. He works full-time and has a job. So we recently just hired like a stay-at-home mom, and she definitely helps with those. So if you're a hater and you're gonna leave me a bad comment, I won't even see it, so don't even waste your time. It says, Chase, did you ever think that Ashley would be able to create such a successful business?
Yeah, I mean, she's always been very talented, so it does not surprise me at all. But she never wanted to work for somebody, you know, like at a big corporation. That wasn't her thing. She likes to be her own boss. So I knew if she was, it wasn't going to be at a job like that because that's not what she wanted. So it doesn't surprise me though that she is successful at this, just because that's her personality. When she does something, she's all in.
That's true. I'm either like hardworking, like workaholic, or like couch potato.
Yeah.
There's like two extremes with me.
Exactly.
The same person put, also, Ashley, did you ever think you'd be able to create such a successful business? Me, no. I never thought. I mean, I knew I wanted to make money with YouTube, but when I say money, I literally went into this wanting to make $200 a month.
Yeah.
And that's like out the window. So no, I never thought I'd be where I am.
We didn't think it'd be this much time involved in it.
True.
Either.
I never knew how much
Never
work
thought it'd be that much time.
I seriously, I said this over and over. I was like, oh, easy peasy. It'll take a few hours a week. No big deal. I had no idea. Thoughts on essential oils? I like them. I do. I don't use them like some people do, like a lot. They're kind of pricey, but I do have them and I like to order them. I think they work well. I just haven't gone like all gung-ho. How does Chase feel about you making a lot of money?
Ugh, I hate it. It's horrible. I hate you making a lot of money. But no, it doesn't bother. I like it. We're able to combine both of our incomes right now and knock out some financial goals, which I think may be a question. But yeah, it's really nice. We haven't had two incomes in 10 years, so yeah. It's very nice, and she's making a lot. And
well, even when we did, it was like 2 part-time incomes. It probably only equaled 1, so this is the first time.
Right, when we were first married.
What is your favorite memory from your wedding?
Oh, probably when you stuffed the cake in my mouth.
That's what I was thinking. That's probably the best part. I don't know. Even Lee, I don't know. The whole thing was fun. It was a good day from start to finish.
The reception was really fun.
The reception was fun. And then we recently, just if you guys have been following me, went back to the hotel we stayed in on our wedding night. So that was fun going back to that same place. Somebody put, what's your wedding song? And then is cracking up because they know we cannot remember it. We should know it. I'm gonna hear it one day. I just need to sit down one day and listen to like old country love songs yeah. And I'll find it. Because I'm sure all of you have used it at some point, but I know we all know it. We just don't know it.
Exactly.
What baby step are you on? And then Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, we're on 5 and 6. 5 and 6, which is college savings for kids and paying off the home early. And you do those at the same time, and that's what we're working on right now.
It says, I noticed you have said you're working out now. Why and what program? So when I work out, I always do Tybo. When I was pregnant with Savannah, I literally did like the basic Tybo workout. I'll link it down below. Super old school. It's gonna look like your TV's messing up. It's just that blurry because it's old. It's on YouTube. But I did that every single day I was pregnant with Savannah. And then why I started now, I normally work out, and the first year YouTube, it like took me out. And I used to love to like walk and go running, but in our neighborhood it's a little bit harder because there's like no fences and no dog laws, so sometimes you get attacked by dogs.
Sure.
So I like to walk in the evenings when Chase is home. So lately I've just been doing it online, and just because it makes me feel better. Just a 20-30 minute workout makes me feel a lot better.
Exactly.
It says, what desserts do you like since you don't like chocolate? Pretty much anything that's not chocolate or coconut. But I like, I tend to go towards warm bakes like cakes and cookies. I like ice cream and stuff, but that's more Chase's thing.
Yeah, I like the ice cream more and the shakes. You go for the cupcakes.
What is each of your favorite movies of all time or TV shows?
Oh, movies are harder for me for some reason. TV shows, I'd say 24. Kiefer Sutherland as Jack Bauer. 24 was really good. And then The Office, of course. I love The Office as a comedy.
I love The Office.
Both of those are my top 2, and Breaking Bad. Those are my top 3. Breaking Bad was awesome. Okay, I was gonna take a short little break and let you guys see how it looks. So this is what it looks like before you stick it in the oven. It even comes with a nice little tin pan, so you're not getting any of your dishes dirty. It already looks good, but we'll be putting it in the oven. Once again, this is the meal we picked out, and you can see right here, it talks about like how long it's gonna take, how hard it's gonna be, and then the spicy level, which I think is really nice. And then here it is on the back side. This one's super easy just because it's an oven ready meal. If you're gonna do it yourself, there's probably usually a few more steps, but as soon as the oven gets preheated, we're gonna pop this in. Okay, we went ahead and took a break. We're gonna sit down. My legs are getting tired. The next question is, can you write off your receipts for meals, products, internet, etc. if you use it in a video? Send this over to this guy.
Yes, you can. I mean, there's certain limitations, definitely, just depending on your specific situation, but for the most part, yeah. What you're showing on your videos, if it costs money to buy those and you're making money off of your YouTube video, then yes, you can deduct them.
How do you guys deal with jealousy? Hey, you said you could ask anything. I think you just have to give yourself like a reality check. Like if somebody does go get a new house or a brand new car, you probably, I think it's human nature to be like, but then you have to be like, what's my goals and what's my dreams? Is it to get into debt? Is it to have that nice car? Or is it to pay off our house? Or is it to retire Chase early? Like you have to remember like what your dream is, because your friend's dream may not be the same as yours. Your goals may be different. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the biggest thing we do is just, we always bring it back to, okay, what are our goals? You know, and that helps us not get as jealous whenever we see, you know, different things. We just think that's not our goal. You know, this is our goal. It'll put us in a better situation. And that's how we deal with that.
Because as soon as you think about that again, it's like, oh yeah, I don't want.
There's a bigger picture. That's what you got to think of. There's the short term, smaller picture, and we just bring it back and think about the big picture in the future. And that's how we deal with jealousy.
Please give background on your Native American heritage. So it's from my mom's side. So my grandpa, my mom's dad, was full blood Creek Indian. And so that's where it came from. So Chase doesn't have any, I don't think, on his side.
No.
But my mom's a half, so I'm a fourth.
Yeah, I don't think I have any. Honestly.
But
I may have like a 1/16 or something. A lot of people in Oklahoma have some.
Yeah, if you're in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I don't think I might have a little Native American, but not much.
We're like a poor tribe. Like if I was Cherokee, we probably have a lot more benefits. My tribe doesn't. Now they always helped with school and they help with Savannah school.
Ready to go. Food's going in.
But we don't get like a ton from them, but there are nice benefits. Where else would you want to live? So I never thought I'd want to live anywhere else, and I still wouldn't move anytime soon, but I could live in Arizona.
Yeah, we visited my aunts. We visited my aunt and uncle in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was beautiful there. It was really pretty. It was 100 degrees, but we never broke a sweat. I think it's because we're used to the 85-degree weather in Oklahoma, where the humidity is 100%, and it is just nasty, and the air is heavy. And we didn't realize how bad it was until we went to the west.
Well, now we like know better. So when I go outside and it's like an oven, and it's like, it's hard to explain if you've never been here, but it even gets like hard to breathe. It's almost like you're suffocating because the air is so thick that you can't even really go outside.
Yeah, when we got out of the airport, it just hits you like a hot blow dryer basically, and you just cannot breathe. It's like it's in your face. That's what it feels like. It's like it shrinks your lungs up.
Yeah. Was Ashley's mom a neat freak as well, or is it just me? She was growing up. I feel like she's a little more like chill and relaxed. Like, I mean, her house is still clean, but she's a little bit more normal. But growing up, like, I couldn't put my drink down. I remember, like, I could never watch a TV show without her vacuuming in front of me. We had to make our beds. I remember a short period we had a cleaning lady, and I loved her, but my mom was like, the cleaning lady's coming tomorrow, hurry and clean. And so, like, we cleaned for the cleaning lady. But, oh, when I came home from school after that cleaning lady, she made my bed and our sofa look amazing. Like, I still remember walking. I was the first one that got to come home after the cleaning lady. And I remember that feeling, and that's the feeling I get when I clean my house. But I'd love to have a cleaning lady one time in my house just to see if she does better than me.
That'd be a good little challenge.
Maybe a good little video. Am I better than a cleaning lady? In what ways has starting YouTube affected your marriage? Well, it's done both. It's been good and it's brought on bad. So good is there's so much less stress now that we're two incomes.
Right, financially, the stress is a lot less. I was the sole provider. And we had enough to make it, but that was a stress on marriage when you're tight paycheck to paycheck. That was always stressful. So that's been relieved with YouTube and having two incomes. Time,
it gets harder.
Time's harder.
And then sometimes I feel like there's a line with me. Like, I want help. Like, he's really good with helping the finances and the links. And, like, there's a side of it. I really, really want his help. And then there's a line.
Yeah.
And sometimes
I gotta be careful not to cross it.
He crosses over into, like, my creative zone. And I'm like, that's my side. You know, and I always have to remind him, like, what if I came into your work and was, like, telling you you're, like, running those report wrong or whatever it is that you do. Like, I would never go into his job and be like, no, you're putting those numbers in wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
it puts it in perspective.
I'm like,
So that's the.
So I try not to cross over that line. I try to stay out of that part of it. I do the behind the scenes stuff.
And there's a few times like he would be like, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't leave that in there if I were you. And so I have this really hard balance of like, I don't want to be mean, but I want to get my point across and like.
Yeah. You got it under control.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all about balance. Are you still in Dave Ramsey plan? We kind of already answered that.
Yeah.
If you guys weren't good with money, what would you splurge on? I would say we're in the house we love, so I'd probably say new cars. We both drive, what, 08s?
Yeah, I have an 06 and you have an
06
08.
and 08.
So probably cars would be, if we weren't good with money and we...
Because here's the deal. We could buy a new car if we wanted to drain our savings, or we could qualify for new cars and pay the monthly payment. But
That's
to
not our
us,
goal.
that doesn't mean we can do it.
Yeah.
Like, we can drive our older cars and get our house paid off and do a lot more things. So to me,
Vacation.
a car is a car.
Yeah.
But if we weren't good with money, I think we'd probably have newer cars.
Probably.
is what we
I think
have.
it's the natural thing people want to do.
I might have a few more Louis.
Yeah.
Is Chase going to be bringing back any trick shots? And
Oh, I love trick shots, but the time, it goes back to the time. I'm working full time and then coming home and helping Ashley with YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe here and there I'll have some trick shots, but not as many as I used to do, I'm sure.
what did Chase think when you first started YouTube?
I was...
I don't think any of us thought much. Like, I don't think we were going into it thinking we were gonna.
Yeah, no, we didn't think a lot of people would see the videos or the channel, honestly. But I've always been very interested in YouTube and how it all works and how you can make money from it. So I've always been infatuated with researching, you know, how YouTube works, the algorithms, all of that behind the scenes stuff. So I've really enjoyed it from the beginning, just digging deep into it.
Yeah,
It's
he
been
likes
fun.
the numbers and all that side of it that I'm like, I just need to get a video
Yeah.
out. So it works out really well. This is like a two-person job. When you see YouTubers doing it on their own, I don't know how they do it because
Yeah.
that whole side
That's
I
impressive.
could care less about.
Right.
I
It's
just
a
know
good
I gotta
split.
film and edit and get my video out. That's all I know, but he makes sure it brings in money so that it's worth it for the amount of time that it's taking me. So it's a
Exactly.
perfect balance.
Good balance.
Is there anything you and Chase argue about?
Never.
No.
No, never argue.
Food,
Food's the biggest one.
money.
Yeah, what we do with our money can be, it's not as bad as it used to be because it was so tight. Now
It is, but it's not. So before, I didn't push as much because it's like, I knew I wasn't making money. I knew things were tight. So where now I feel like I want to, Dave Ramsey's real big about acting your wage. And Chase forgets that Dave Ramsey part of the plan. So he's still in the like, we're broke stage. And so, you know, if I spend $20 on a new hair product, he like clenches up and I'm like,
get the shakes. I'm trying, I'm working on it.
It's all about balance.
I'm working on it.
But yes, we fight.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced a tornado? Not like,
I've been
We've
able
been
to
in
see
shelter,
one
yeah.
from a distance
But-
in our hometown, but it didn't hit our area, but I could see it in the distance. So we've had tons of warnings and sirens go off and had to take shelter, but we haven't seen one get too close to us.
what made you decide to start YouTube? Do you ever regret it? Basically, I wanted to make a little bit of extra cash. I've always found a way to bring in income. And then I started watching YouTube for a while. And then I was like, I can totally do what these people are doing. Like, I clean my house all the time. Why don't I
Right.
just do it?
Yeah,
So
what she does on her channel, cleaning wise, is exactly what she did before she
Before,
started YouTube.
yeah.
And so she
none of
just
this is
thought-
staged. This
Right.
is like, and if the camera ever shuts off, I'm gonna be doing the same stuff. You're
Oh,
just
yeah.
not gonna see it. So that's
She's
just
a
me.
busybody. She stays busy cleaning everything up and making sure it's all picked up. So.
Do you ever regret it?
No,
There-
right? Well, I guess that
I
answers
think
for. I
there's-
would say no.
I was gonna say there's days I wake up and I'm sad. Like there's some days I wake up and I miss just being a stay-at-home mom.
That's true.
I don't regret it and I love it and I'm gonna continue to do it, but there are hard days
Oh, yeah.
that I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, is this worth it? Is this where I'm supposed to be? And so yeah, I mean there's hard days. I don't know
I just
that
feel
I
like those
regret
are
it.
worth the very
Yes,
good
it
days.
is. But on those days,
yeah, on those days you don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it. But then like on a normal day, yes.
I'd say overall it's definitely
I don't know
worth
how
it.
you want me to answer that.
It's worth it.
I saw you have tattoos. Can you share them with us? And does Chase have any? So I have a tattooed eyeliner from high school. I have a blessed right here on my arm. And then I have 2 hearts on the top of my foot, but I want to go back and put a 3rd one. I love 3s, so why I put 2 on my foot, I don't know.
We were newbies, it was our first one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that, and then I want to get another one. And I'm thinking something like I am enough. That's really something that I'm working on, and God's been working on. Like, I feel like that's one of my lessons on YouTube, is I'm learning that I'm enough no matter what you people say, no matter what he says, no matter what Savannah says, no matter what my parents say. Like, just because of me, I'm enough. So I really want to get that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. You
Chase
like the
has
inspirational.
1.
I have 1. I just have number 13 right here on the inside of my arm. And I'd like to do a second one too. I'm thinking about maybe doing the Roman numeral 13, just because if you haven't watched, that's just my number. I've loved it since I was a little kid. It's unlucky to a lot of people, but it's a lucky number for me. So
I don't like it.
I know.
Do you ever plan on selling or moving out of your current house? It is nowhere in the near future.
Yeah.
We love our house. We love our neighborhood. We love our neighbors. Savannah has good friends.
Yeah, so no plans.
There's no plans.
We're
Not
trying to
that-
pay off the house,
Yeah.
so we're not looking to move out of it.
It's never, it would be something huge to take us to have to move.
Yeah.
So. Could you show us pictures of when you guys were younger? Yeah, I'll add them. I need to scoot over for a second. I'll add them right here. Another one about relocating, vacation. How long did it take you to become debt-free once you really started working on it?
Was it,
It was about a year.
I think it was a year for
mainly, I had car debt, but I hurried and paid that off before we got married.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to take that debt in. Chase had 0 debt, shocker. And then I had my student loan.
The student loan was the only one going into marriage that we had. I think you paid off the car before we got married.
Before we got married.
So I think it's student loans.
It was student loans, and so I had a full-time job. Chase had a part-time job, and so we lived off his part-time job and used all my full-time job to pay off my student loans.
Yeah, and it took a year.
And it took a year. Future projects for your home. So ever since we went to that hotel for our anniversary, they had an incredible shower.
It was nice.
So we never use our bathtub back there. The jets freak me out. Like, bugs get in them, and even if I like fill it up, clean it out, I get in there, I still feel, I don't know, it freaks me out. So I'd love to knock out our tub and just put like one huge shower.
Because our shower is pretty small, and it's stone, right? Stone with big, thick grout, and it just gets nasty really easy. So you have to clean it all the time. And this other stuff that we found, I think would clean so much easier and not get near as dirty. So I think the shower would be a big one.
Someone asked, do I have a video on hair training? No, but I'll add it to the list. That's something definitely I need to do. What's your biggest financial goal for your family? Probably to get the house paid off.
Yeah, paying off the house right now.
I feel like that's life-changing. Like, that's going to change our future. The must-do thing when visiting Oklahoma, stay inside.
Stay inside in the AC. Don't go outside in the spring or summer. I don't know if you've heard about the Tulsa Gathering place, but it just got voted #1 newest attraction in the nation. So like it was going up against some New York places and Florida places. But yeah, the Tulsa Gathering place, it's only 25 miles away from where we live, and it's awesome. It's free to the public, and really cool for kids and even adults. It's really neat.
Do we enjoy reading?
No, we don't enjoy it. We do when we need to, but yeah, it's not our thing.
We read like directions when we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could get a new car, what would it be? So when we took our trip to Destin, we took 3 cars. We rented 3 cars. We rented a SUV to get down there, which was too big.
Yeah.
We rented a convertible Camaro while we were down there. It was too small. Then to get back home, we rented a white
It was a Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, Grand Cherokee. Oh, I still think about that car all the time. And now it's all I see. When I'm driving, all I see is white Grand Cherokees. I love them. That'll be my next car. It will not be a new one.
Right. And she's had a Jeep Liberty and a Jeep Commander before, so she loves Jeeps.
But my car will have to die before we do that. We're not gonna.
And I'd like a truck, but I'm not exactly sure which one. But just driving 30 miles one way every day to work, I can't do it because I just can't pay that much for gas. But I would like a truck if driving to 30 miles one way wasn't an issue.
What's your next big purchase? It'll be one of our cars whenever they go out.
Yeah.
His is fine. His doesn't have a ton of miles.
No, it's almost to 100,000.
And then mine's at like 172. So eventually it'll start to break down. But right now it's holding strong.
Right, they're both doing well.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any more different ones. Do you guys have any brothers or sisters? I have one older sister.
And I'm only child.
Okay, the next one is, do y'all say any cuss words or fight at all?
Oh, let me tell you. Ashley.
I say a few. It's either when I'm
Hungry?
super hungry and mad, or if I'm just trying to be funny. So like late nights with our neighbors, I might, but not like, you're never gonna hear them on my channel. It's never gonna be like an everyday, like it's not when I'm speaking. I'm either really, really mad and I'm trying to get my point across because someone isn't understanding. And when I throw that out, it like gets your attention. Or I'm just outside joking with our neighbors.
It's definitely more rare for me to cuss than her.
Right.
It might be a little bit easier for her sometimes, but maybe I'm just hard-headed. Was there another part of that question, or is that it?
Do we fight at all? We've kind of answered that.
Okay.
I just think that one's funny. What do we cherish most in each other?
I think probably how generous and giving you are.
And Chase is very patient. I wish I had just a smidgen of his patience, and that's probably why he doesn't cuss. Is because he's like this his entire life. I'm like this, and then I'm like
roller coaster.
I have my moments.
I'm true
where I
and
lose
steady.
it, yeah. Someone's curious of what our love languages are. So mine's like the gifts, like the.
Yeah, yours is yours is give. What is it called? Is it gifting or
I
just
think
receiving
so, like
gifts?
receiving, like
just actions.
And
it's
I
actions.
think, especially with Chase, it's because he doesn't like to spend money and do things. I remember one time he got me something and I didn't even care what was in it. He had bought a new bag and tissue paper, and I was like, "Did you spend money and buy a bag?" He didn't like use an old like Valentine's Day sack for my birthday, which is like like he went and like bought me a bag, and I knew that meant so much to me because that was out of his comfort zone that he did for me.
Yep.
So that's why. Yours is
mine's words of affirmation or affection.
And what's the problem in our marriage is what our love languages are each other's bottom of the list.
Yeah, they're the opposites. Like, I don't care if she gets me anything. I don't want her to spend money on me.
And I don't care what he says to me.
Yeah, she doesn't. My words. Yeah, her words mean a lot to me, where my words don't mean a lot to her. As far as I love you, you know, that's like, you know, she doesn't care if I say I love you. She wants to see it, you know. And so that's where it's always been hard for us, especially whenever we were on one income, because it was hard for me to be creative and romantic, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money because we just didn't have a lot of money to be able to spend. So it was hard for me to surprise her with things.
But now we
it's
don't
always been a
have that
struggle.
excuse, and it's still a problem.
Hey,
and I always
do
knew that. I'm like, Chase, we could be millionaires, and it's still like, it's just not what you do. So, and I'm the baby of the family, so I like to be spoiled and taken care of and babied.
I feel like you get to spoil yourself though sometimes.
Oh, maybe. And then he's an only child, so he's just used to like not having it, like he never even had a sibling he had to help take care of or anything like that. So we're really like, we are complete opposites that somehow attract, but I don't know. Why no more children? We get this one a lot because we don't want any.
Yep, we're happy with one. We're happy with Savannah. We don't. Neither one of us have had a desire ever since Savannah to have another one of our own. We talked about the adoption route, and that didn't end up working out.
It just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it was not meant to be.
Slammed quickly. So,
exactly.
We'll just do a few more. I could sit here for hours. Maybe I'll answer a few more of these, like in another video or something. We get this a lot, but how many square foot is your house? They're building soon, and they love the size.
It's around 1,700 square feet, 1,780, I think.
For us, it's a good size. And I think even for a family, like if you had one more kid, I mean, you could actually have 3 more kids.
Yeah, a family of 4 is perfect. And
so it's a 4-bedroom, 3 bath.
So family of 4, no problem.
Okay, and then the very last question is, they want to hear about Savannah's birth story. So we had been married at 3 years before we decided to have her. We were very lucky that when we tried, we got pregnant, so we don't have that. And then I enjoyed being pregnant. I mean, I didn't like love it, but I never hated it. Of course, that last month, I don't know if anybody enjoys that last month.
The last month was the hardest one.
I still at that point thought we would have more kids. Like I thought, it's okay, I can do this, it's fine. I was very active. I took a lot of walks, I worked out. And then the day came, I woke up in the middle of the night and I could tell something was up, but I went back to bed. When Chase's alarm went off for him to go to work, I was already stay-at-home mommy, pregnant mommy. So I didn't go to work, but I said, Chase, I'm in labor. And he was like, okay, you're fine. Because even when I told him I was pregnant, he didn't believe me for a while.
Takes a while to register.
Yeah, it doesn't like click in. He was like, okay, I'm going to work. So I like took a shower and got ready, and then it was like building the contractions. And so his mom came and got me, and like we went up to the hospital, and they're like, okay, not much movement, you're fine, go walk. They were like, go take her to lunch, go shopping, get her walking. So we went to Olive Garden. And at that point I was like in the booth, like,
yeah, you're in
starting to really hurt. And so I'm like, can we take this home? And so we took it back. I didn't even eat it, so that's how much pain I was in. And then at that point I was like, my mom was there and we were at home. My labor was all in my back.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I was hunched over just in pain. So at that point I was like, okay, it's time to get Chase home. His mom was massaging my back, trying to get me through it. And then he came home, and at that point I was like, okay, it's time to go back.
Yeah.
So we went back, and they were like, you know, you're not dilating, you know, tell us when you can't take it anymore. And I was like, look, woman, I can't take it anymore. Like, I was in so much pain. And so they were about to release me, but you know, they have you all hooked up, and they kept saying like, don't put your hands on it because it messes with it. And they came to check in, and they're like, are your hands on your belly? And I was like, no. And they're like, no. And right before that, they had given me a shot to help with the pain. So at this point,
she was like, a little loopy, luckily, whenever
like,
it started going down.
And I just remember like them rushing my family out, and like nurses rushing in, and I remember them like throwing me from one side to the right, trying to find a heartbeat.
Right, they were flipping her from one side to the other, trying to find Savannah's heartbeat.
But I'm like half out of it. My mom had left because she had a hair appointment. But she was like, oh, she's not dilating, I'm gonna go get my hair done. So she's gone. I know something's wrong, but I can't.
She wasn't all the way there.
Which was,
it was good.
Blessing,
it was a
blessing. So then I remember them finally getting me situated, and them just saying, I kept remember hearing, you're gonna have a section. You're gonna have a section, which I guess is a C-section.
Yeah.
But I was only hearing section, and I'm like, what's a section?
What's a section?
So anyways, then this is now after hours, so we ended up down in the emergency room. And at that point, I guess they were waiting. My doctor was MIA.
Yeah.
So they had another one come in, but I remember just waiting down there and just nurses standing around me. And I remember to get really, really nervous.
Yeah.
And I could see in Chase's face something was wrong. And then somehow his grandma came in and found us. She like came in through the hospital, and they brought her to the emergency room instead of up to our room.
I think she just went through the wrong doors and luckily passed us.
God thing, because she's like the most godly woman I know. She prayed with me, and I remember crying. And then the nurse finally the doctor got there, and they wheeled me down, and so I had to go in to do a saddle block. I feel like that's really old school. My mom did a saddle block. I don't know if that's because they had already given me the pain medicine. But anyways, I remember people always saying, oh my gosh, you know, it's gonna hurt, they'll put a needle in your back. It felt so good. Like, I got so much relief. But then like I remember the curtain, and I just kept remembering like, where's my husband, because they wouldn't let you in.
Yeah.
And they were like, where's Chance? Is Chance where? And I'm like,
always get called Chance.
yeah, I'm like,
I don't know who's
Chance. I want Chance. Like, I don't want Chance. And meanwhile, he's in the hall, you know, panicking, like, are we gonna lose the baby? What's gonna happen? So they finally bring him in, and they get her out, and the cord was wrapped around 3 times.
Yeah, so I got to see them take Savannah out of her. Luckily, I was right by her side whenever that was going on. And so when they took Savannah out, she had the umbilical cord wrapped around twice around her neck. And so when I saw her, she was bright purple in the face, and her mouth was wide open like she was screaming, but nothing was coming out.
Yeah.
So that really scared me. And then she had it wrapped around her leg once. So the doctor just real fast, just, you know, undid it twice around her head and then dropped it from her leg. And she started crying immediately after she got it loose. So.
Everything was fine. I couldn't, him and Chase and Savannah and everybody went upstairs to like do the normal stuff. I was down, and they kept telling me, we can't take you, you can't see her until you can wiggle your toes. And I remember the nurse like pulling my toes out of the blanket, and I was just sitting and thinking like, move, like wiggle. Why can't I move you? Like, are they moving? I swear, I think the nurse like bumped the bed and was like, oh, they moved.
We're good.
I was down there forever, and
yeah,
so
it was
finally
a long time.
I got to go up. And
so it was stressful. It wasn't smooth, and that may be that's a little factor into having a second kid. She had to have a C-section, and it was just a bad experience. So that was tough. But that's her story. I don't know if we've ever got to talk about that.
No, we haven't ever shared that.
Yeah.
So that's how Savannah came here. There's probably a lot more to that we could go into maybe another time.
Yep.
But
food's ready, probably.
We're gonna go ahead and pull this out. We'll show it to you guys, and we're gonna eat it because we're hungry. It is 6 o'clock, which means it's like an hour and a half past dinner time. So let's eat. Okay, we just got it out. It looks amazing, but to be honest, we have not made one meal that wasn't great, and I feel like I'm even a picky eater, and they all do well. So what's nice is when you fix them, if there's something you don't like, you can take it out. So there's a lot of times we adjust the meals. So that's another nice little feature about this meal kit. Don't forget, if you're new, click on the link down below in my description box, and you'll get $80 off your next 4 boxes. That's $20 off your next 4 orders. Awesome deal.
That's a great deal. Yeah, the food's awesome. The ingredients are awesome. It's so convenient. We love the service.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Daddy, what did you always do that song? Bye.